today we're going to do our Halloween costume episode. We're also going to review a book.
Well, I'm going to review the book. We are the Hunters of Artemis, and we will be reviewing The Blood of Olympus, the final book in the second Percy Jackson series, The Heroes of Olympus, by Riordan. He's a horrible person because of his cliffhangers. They're devastating because you need to wait a year for the next book. Proof to my wonderful readers. Sorry about that apology for the last cliffhanger. I'll try to avoid cliffhangers in this book. Well, except maybe for a few small ones, because I love you guys. He really does love his readers. On his Twitter page, he's always interacting with them. The Percy Jackson series is a series about demigods who are the children of a mortal and a god. They all come together at this one big camp in the first book, and in the second book, we find out that there's even more demigods at a separate camp for the gods' Roman aspects, so that's a whole different story. Anyway, the Hunters of Artemis are from Greek mythology, and they are really, really cool.
The goddess Artemis. And she was the goddess of hunting, women and young girls.
Stags and hunting dogs were her sacred animals. She's also the goddess of the moon, and she is the twin sister of Apollo, the god of the sun.
If you are a girl and you're not a big fan of boys, you can become a hunter of Artemis. And the rules are
no boys allowed at all. They swear off boys, and you need to be able to camp out a lot. You need to be able to use a weapon, whether it be a knife or bows and arrows. Bows and arrows are more common. You are immortal, but with a few exceptions. If you are wounded in battle or you're hunting something and you are killed, then you can die. Okay, an Amazon is like a hunter of Artemis, except they don't really follow a goddess. It's a tribe of KATNISSes, and they own Amazon. So
the company. That's how all the demigods and gods get their supplies.
Where did we get this book?
Amazon. Everyone uses Amazon. Demigods, gods, mortals. If you want to be an Amazon for Halloween, it is pretty much the same thing as what we are wearing now, but they wear more browns and natural colors like green.
The Hunters of Artemis are very significantly dressed. They were camouflaged in gray because they are hunters of the goddess of the night.
Let's start from the head down. Have your braid, kind of messy because you've been hunted in the woods, arrow and bow. And you might remember this from my costume from last year. You can check on the video on how to make this and the bow. So you have this,
or you can use a tank top.
You have black boots. If you have silver boots, you're awesome. And lastly, we have this jacket. This is the jacket, and it's a really nice jacket. And we got this at Target, and we're going to be dressing up this with our two other friends. They got these jackets too, so we're really excited, and we're all going to be matched.
Oh, tip! If you're gonna be a hunter of Artemis, do it with other people. Hunters never travel alone.
So this is a pretty easy, really last-minute costume. There's so many other great Percy Jackson characters you can be.
You can just be a random demigod from Camp Half-Blood.
They sell Camp Half-Blood teachers everywhere. You can make your own. Just beads and jeans and sneakers.
Yeah. And if you're more of a Roman person, be a kid from Camp Jupiter. Also dressed as Amazon. You could dress up as one of the gods or goddesses.
Togas, you can find them anywhere. You can make your own bed sheets. And if you do have a Percy Jackson costume,
especially if you dress up as one of the 7, Percy, Annabeth, Jason, Leo, Piper, or Hazel, or Frank. I like Frank. Tweet about Frank.
You can tweet us or Instagram a picture. Don't forget to tag Riordan too, and we will love to see your geeky creations.
And now I will review the book. This is the final book in the second and hopefully not last series of Percy Jackson. So in the last book, The House of Hades, where we left off, Nico and Reyna had just been sent off with the Athena Parthenos to take it back to Camp Half-Blood to bring peace between the Greeks and the Romans. During this book, they are traveling to Camp Half-Blood with the Athena Parthenos using Nico's shadow travel abilities, and they are getting pretty far with that shadow travel. I mean, they get a little bit off course sometimes, but they make it. Best part of the book is in the final battle against the giants. Gods and the 7 team up. It's all the 7's parents and all the other gods. The gods before, they haven't really cared about the demigods all that much, and so they've just kind of left them be, and some haven't even claimed their demigod, which means owning up to, oh yeah, that's my kid. And so when they're all coming together in the final battle, their ultimate goal is to stop the giants from waking Gaia. that's not all. They go back to Camp Half-Blood, and the Athena Parthenos is there, and everyone's happy, but then Gaia shows up. But don't be discouraged. This isn't all of it. What happens to the characters? What happens to the camps? What happens to the evil Octavian? I want to talk about all this stuff that happens at the end of the book, but I can't. So if you want to talk about it with me, tweet me, please. I want to talk about it. Now, this book, amazing, 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 wonderfully written, great plot line, especially writing the final book in a series. I would assume to be hard because you need to tie up every loose end that hasn't already been tied up. Riordan did a great job with it. The main difference that I liked about the first series and the second series is that in the first series it was just narrated by Percy, but in the second series they switch off between characters who are narrating the book. Or Nico, some are Reina, and it alternates through all of the 7. There's a lot of Jason. Jason honestly isn't my favorite character, but I do like him. I love all of the characters, except for Octavian. But what ended up happening is all of the 7, and they all worked together, and they all were the leader. And that was kind of the theme of the series. In the first series, it was more like everyone can work together, but this one proves that everyone should work together. That's what I'm getting from this book. If you got something else, let me know.
We showed you the Percy Jackson last book, and we showed you how to make awesome Percy Jackson costumes. So that's all for now.